Bluds Football back again with another interesting video concept, guys. You know the house guests, no need for introductions. We're gonna do the best players from each of the big six, not the top six, the big six. There's a difference, guys, because currently certain men on
Chelsea,
the top six.
United.
You have to say who, guys. You have to say who. We get the picture. We get the picture. So, best players in the big six. Let's go. So Arsenal, for me, best player in the squad has to be. Bro, in terms of quality, I'm actually going to go Odegaard,
Same.
In my opinion.
I agree.
Oh, shout out there. Oh, you guys thought I was going to say Starboy. No doubt Saka's a great shot, in my opinion.
It's really between those two. Or maybe even Declan Rice.
Declan Rice is a decent
season
shot
so far.
True, 100%. But overall quality, there's just something about Odegaard and his technical ability and the fact that people forget this guy was a Real Madrid player at some point. Went on loan to quite a few teams, but he's just got this raw quality and just really good ability on the ball that can't be ignored. So that's it for me. How about your reason?
He reminds me of Ozil, with the left foot cam. He's very good and he's
a bit more physical as well.
He shows that he's a Real Madrid product.
True.
Certain players, they don't have to play for Madrid, but they show that they have that quality to play for Madrid, Barcelona, So, Odegaard for me.
Let's go across to the other side of North London. I'm going to go Tottenham Hotspur.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only one man. Son, for me.
Son.
It still has to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Still the main man. Even though Harry Kane left, I think Son has always been like Spurs, one of Spurs' best players. So I think it's still Heung-min Son.
100%. He's a classy player. Picked up right after Harry Kane, took the armband, took the leadership role quite well.
So much responsibility, especially he's playing striker. Even though he's a left winger, he's playing striker, so he's actually doing really well.
Yeah, shout outs to him, because I personally thought that he might suffer a little bit without Kane, because we saw how deadly they were as a combination. You know what I mean? So I was like, it might drop in form a bit, but he's taken on the mental quite well, and Postecoglou's using him really well.
But I think Maddison coming in has helped Son.
True.
Because
it's a good shot.
What you just said, you thought Son was gonna not perform because Harry Kane left. Because I think Harry Kane was a player that dropped a little bit deeper, so Son can go more explosive and score the goal. So I think having Maddison there, at least, it's like Harry Kane is not even
missing, so to speak.
Yeah. So
true. Okay, cool. Next one, I'm gonna let you pick, bro. Next team.
Liverpool, my team.
Wow. No biases here, guys. Okay, so I'm going to start this one off. It's going to have to be Salah all day.
I disagree.
What?
Yeah, I disagree, guys. The man that won us the Carabao Cup final, Virgil van Dijk.
Okay, that's a good shot.
I don't think Liverpool can go without Van Dijk. I don't know. Look, we've went 2 months without Salah and we've won all our games except one against Arsenal. But I don't know how we can win games without Van Dijk. I don't see it. Van Dijk he's Liverpool, guys, and we need Van Dijk.
That's a keystone player, actually, and you have changed my mind. I'm actually going to go Virgil van Dijk. That makes sense, because the point that he mentioned in that you've seen Liverpool perform without Salah. Without Van Dijk, it's quite a noticeable miss, and especially in terms of leadership, he's quite solid and he's very important for that team. Like the team they used against Chelsea, he was essentially leading those youth players, and he took it by the mantle and scored himself. They were like Liverpool. I mean, he was the only player that pretty much that they really needed in that team. Without him, it might have been a different game, in my opinion. But he was like the mainstay. You need to have the team around him. So 100% actually. Next one, we're actually going to go my team. Why not my team?
Chelsea.
Yeah. Who do you think?
I have to go.
Tough one, eh?
No, it's not. It's not tough. It's really Cole Palmer. I mean, I don't see any other answer. It's Cole Palmer. That guy is. I don't want to sound disrespectful, but he's taking so much responsibility. Like him being the main man. Like
man doesn't want to sound like Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, but Cole Palmer is such a brilliant footballer. Same thing that I said about Martin Odegaard. This guy, you can see he's a Man City product, and he's been trained by top coaches. Pep Guardiola, you could see. So Cole Palmer it is for me.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to say the same thing. Cole Palmer, man. Like, listen, there are other players that should be here due to their experience, but they just haven't performed, and you can't ignore Cole Palmer's first season performances. Like, no one's seen these numbers since maybe Hazard, I think, actually.
Yeah.
What's it on? 19 GA so far, which is quite crazy. I mean, a lot of people say most of them are penalties, but that's actually just not true. He hasn't scored penalties in like 4 months. So, yeah, you have to give it to Cole Palmer here, man. Coming from City, great academy product, slick with the ball, and in the dying Chelsea team, guys. Like, this team is suffering.
Yeah.
The fact that he's standing out so much just blows my mind, and I'm still not used to it. So, yeah,
it's
Cole Palmer
good
for me.
Yeah.
Next one, I'm going to give you United.
Whew. It's very tough because this is a team that's performing but isn't performing
so
at the same time. I think at the back of my head I wanted to give it to Onana because I think he is really, I don't know, I really don't know with this one. Hey,
you don't know.
I really don't know. Save me for this one.
It's gonna be Bruno Fernandes, bro. Listen, he's had a terrible season so far, but the numbers are still there. He's still an aggressive chance creator, despite what a lot of people think. Like, his quality as well. People forget what United was before he came into this team. Those guys were down in the dumps, and he changed them completely. And he's always in the conversation against these other central attacking midfielders. So they owe a lot to this player. And you could argue that like players like Casemiro were really important for United at some point as well. But how many games have they played without him? And Lisandro Martinez and Varane. They've missed quite a few games this season. But Bruno's just needed to change that defense into attack and transition. Like, they don't have any goals without him, any creation, nothing. It's dead for them.
But I still put Onana top 2 because I think when United don't concede, it's because of Onana. I remember that game against Wolves when the season started in August, when United played Wolves. Onana saved United. There are many times when Onana has been saving United, and I think he needs more appreciation. Because I mean this video we're just gonna give it to outfield players, but I think we need to put respect to goalkeepers. Hey, so I think but I agree with you. It has to be Bruno Fernandes.
It's gonna do Bruno. Yeah. I think a low-key underrated shout is Kobe Manu. He's really helped that midfield, and playing next to Casemiro, he's been quite a stable player for them. But overall, that's all I have to say about United. Next team. How could I forget, guys? Manchester City.
Yeah.
This is a very controversial one in my opinion. I actually know who my guy is going to be. Do you want to jump in first, or should I? It's going to have to be Rodri. It's going to have to be Rodri, guys. We've seen what happens when this guy's missing from their team. They literally lose every single game. And this makes me think of an important tip that was brought up by another YouTuber, in that the game against Liverpool highlighted how important it was to have a Rodri in the team, and that players like Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland really depend on legwork done by Rodri in that team. Like, these are very good players and they get high GA, but a lot of that we saw isn't possible without the effort put in by players like Bernardo Silva and Rodri. I think these guys are extremely important for Pep's system, and they would suffer without them. They currently are kind of suffering without players like Gundogan and Mahrez, who I don't think they replaced effectively, but man, you guys like Rodri, without that guy, they are actually visibly a lot worse.
Look, bro, if it wasn't for GAs in this current world, I think Rodri would be in Ballon d'Or conversation. If 100%. It wasn't for GAs, bro, because from the eye test, I'm a guy that loves watching football from the eye test. Rodri, for me, would be the best player in the world if it wasn't for stats, because right now for stats, best player in the world is Jude Bellingham, but for eye test, the player who's most important is Rodri.
100%. So his work is so underappreciated at times. That's why I always constantly keep picking him in all my heads most of the time. I pick him pretty much over any CDM that he plays against, that he's put against. So it's gonna have to be Rodri. I don't know what Pep would do without this guy. I don't know what he'd do. But that's it.
I'm very happy.
So that's the top 6, guys. Let us know if you agree or disagree. If there are any honorable mentions, be vocal in the comments. And also don't forget, like and subscribe. Bluds, as guys. Usual. You know what it is. Yes, sir. Signing out.